Hi, Jim. It's good to
Hello.
have you back in Miami again.
Good to be back.
You know, we've had 6 months of working on the Underline, and I'm hoping that we have an unprecedentedly fast schedule. We've done the master plan in 6 months for 10 miles, economic impact study, maintenance plan, as well as the implementation plan. So in the scheme of a 10-mile schedule, what do you think we get on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, well, 10 out of 10 for efficiency.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
you've made a lot of good things happen. It's a complicated project with many different communities and stakeholders and neighborhoods involved, and many different components with transit and bicyclists and walkers and neighbors and residents. So it's been an inclusive and broad-reaching process, but we've been able to condense all of that into something very succinct and very powerful, I think, as a sort of urban idea.
Did you say succinct?
Succinct.
We have a 422-page master plan.
Well, that needs to be edited back down to something like
And
a
I know
40
because I
page.
proofread it,
That's because, we're sticklers for detail.
which I love. Now, we are actually standing in front of the future Underline at Brickell Backyard.
Right.
And just south of us is the station, and just north of us is the Miami River. So what do you think will be here in 3 years? Because Brickell is our first implementation
Right.
area.
Well, if you already look down there, in addition to the buses and the transit goings on, there's already hordes of cyclists, people running, people cycling, and I think the future vision is to really intensify that even more, make it more welcoming, more inviting, more accommodating for cyclists and runners and walkers, and create a sort of a centerpiece for the community. You have all these new residents here and all these new people, so to view this in a sense as a sort of a linear park that's as much about transit and commuting and getting on and off trains and parking bikes and moving around as it is an opportunity to have a community centerpiece and to use this as a starting point to get on your bike or to take a walk or a jog further north or south along the line.
Now you see all this future density here, and there hasn't been a big plan for building
Right.
any additional park space.
No, that's right.
So I think Brickell Backyard is
Yeah.
a great name.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Brickell Backyard, it's a community place.
Mhm.
But what I like about it is it ties transit, it ties commuting, and it ties all of that the everyday life of mobility, from going from your apartment to work or coming back from work, and it ties all of that into something public and civic and generous and romantic.
So we were talking about the purpose of the Underline, and that's really that connection to transit,
Right.
which is such an important conversation in our community right now.
Yeah.
I think that there's been some discovery that it's impacting us negatively in commerce in the billions of dollars.
Right.
And so, one of the early stories was it's a park, it's an urban trail, but with the connection to transit, it could be a mobility solution.
Right. Well, that's right. And there's so many logics and arguments why the Underline is a great idea. Sort of celebrating the multiple arguments that support the Underline. I mean, it's a 10-mile long linear park that will connect so many different communities that haven't really enjoyed connectivity before. It will create new habitat and new ecosystems and new plantings. It will be beautiful. But it's also tied into mobility and transit and sort of making that civic as well as generous and accommodating, not something that's always difficult. And working with health and fitness and getting people to think about getting out of doors, even if it's a hot day. There's always early mornings to get out and enjoy a stroll or a bicycle ride or meeting some friends.
Well, you talked about connections, and on the north end we connect to the Miami River, which
Right.
has the Miami River Greenway. On the south end, the proposed Ludlam Trail. And if you add up those three areas, we
Right.
really have the core and a triangle of bike ped infrastructure, which we
Right.
currently don't have.
Right.
And so obviously we're very excited about that.
Yep.
And dog parks. basketball
Well,
court?
in this area of Brickell, you know, we talked about it being a sort of centerpiece for the community. Really focused around transportation and mobility and coming and going, but there are also hopefully a variety of amenities, like areas for children to play. We have some ideas for climbing walls that will get people climbing vertically. A sort of a Brickell gym, which would have a basketball court, maybe a volleyball court. So it's something that's active and vibrant. Places to sit, places to have picnics and meet friends, and just turn it into something that's got a neighborhood vibe.
So we're going to make a promise to each other,
Right.
that we're going to come back and meet on this rooftop garden and overlook it and applaud ourselves and the
Okay.
community
All
for
right.
getting behind this vision and making it happen.
Okay.
Thanks to you and your team for your
If
hard
we did
work.
the plan in 6 months, hopefully we can build this in what?
Oh, this will be done.
Couple of years?
Yeah, at least before I'm 60. Thanks so much.
Okay.